Hey, welcome back. Today I want to tell you about my favorite programming project for a beginner. This is something that I use in every one of my courses, and it's easy to understand, but it sort of covers a lot of areas that you need to understand in order to learn programming. And that is a math quiz. So, what do I mean by math quiz? Well, think about it that way. If you run this program, then in the background, the computer chooses a random number between 1 and 50, but it doesn't tell the user that. And then the user has to guess this secret random number by just entering guesses, right? So he starts with a guess, and then the program tells the user if the guess was either too high or too low. Or if the user actually finds the correct number, then the program shows the number of guesses that it took the user to find this secret random number. Okay, so that's the math quiz. It's easy to understand, and it's easy to see that it covers a lot of different areas that you need to understand when you're starting programming. You need to get data in, you need to ask the user for his guess, you need to get data out, you need to display messages on some sort of console screen or on a website or whatever it is. So it doesn't really matter if you are creating a mobile app or you're creating a website, an interactive website, or you're just using the command line, the big black screen there, the black window where you're entering, typing stuff, and you get text messages back. Doesn't really matter. It's just about the principles of getting data in, getting data out. You need to compare the data. You need to compare the guess that the user just entered with the secret random number. And then you need to compare if it's too high or too low, if it's correct. You need to do that in a loop. You take more guesses. As long as the user guesses incorrectly, then he has the chance to enter another guess and to get it right. And you need to count. You need to add numbers to a counter variable in order to count how many guesses the user has taken. You can even use functions like building blocks or classes, object-oriented programming, if you want to sort of get into that route. But yeah, this is a very nice project. It's not too big. It's easy to understand what's going on. There's a specific flow through the program that's also easy to debug, to understand what's needed, what should be the next step there. Because it's easy to sort of play that with a friend of yours. You just write down a secret number between, 1 and 50, and then the other person guesses that number, and you just make, with a pencil, you make marks how often your friend has to guess in order to achieve to find out what kind of secret number you've written down. So it's easy to do that manually, and then it's easy to bridge that gap and to put it into syntax. That's my favorite programming project for a beginner.